Traffic, I don't know what it is. Some days traffic is just a real piece of work. Other days, it's just a piece of work. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Good morning to you. It is Monday morning. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off knowing what's going on, and perhaps even on the right note. I hope at least. Feel free to share this with any friends or family. Make sure if you think some of your social media friends or family would benefit from this, we're here for it. Anyway, let's take a live look outside. This is in Brevard County. We're supposed to have a rocket launch this morning. That did not happen. It's now scheduled for tomorrow morning. The Atlas V. Hopefully we'll be able to get it up. Kind of a neat shot, right? It is the bridge to nowhere. There's just a little bit of patchy ground fog. That patchy ground fog is enough, of course, to influence some of us out and about this morning. There are dense fog advisories posted for some of us. It includes Brevard County today. It does not include the metro. It does not include our western areas, but Flagler County, so north of town, and south of town, we're under that dense fog advisory. Of course, just because you're not under a dense fog advisory doesn't mean you won't see fog. It's just not quite as widespread. And I could tell you, driving the kids to school this morning, there was definitely pockets of fog. And that's the idea. We're all seeing pockets of fog. It's just not dense and widespread across the entirety of Central Florida. 2-mile visibility in Orlando, quarter-mile in New Smyrna Beach. It's particularly thick out that way. Debbie says, good morning, Coffee Talkers. Actually on time while doing laundry. Good. Well, listen, when you're done with that, would love to have you come and take care of some of it over here. I just don't want to do it. I need to, though. I'm just teasing. Anyway, good morning to you, Nancy. Good morning, Kenneth. Debbie, hope you're doing well. Judy, Leonard, good morning. Brenda, Deborah, good morning to y'all. Temperatures are good. I thought about doing Coffee Talk on the back patio, but it's still, I'm in a polo shirt and shorts, and I feel like if it's in the mid and upper 60s, that's where we're going to be doing Coffee Talk outside. So like later this week, we'll probably have at least a couple of days of Coffee Talk outside. But in the meantime, I'm in the office. I've got the ceiling fan on low. It feels great in here. Don't have to run the air conditioner really. Saving on that power. Sonia, good morning to you. Temperatures are great. 50s, though, north of town. No longer in the 40s, right? You can see the difference there. 53 in Ocala, 57 degrees in Palm Coast, 58 in Palm Bay. So those temperatures have come up a little by little here. Winds are kind of light and variable. That's why we're able to get the fog developing. But over the course of the next few days, we're going to be building on the theme of heat. So take a look. Your back to work, back to school 12-hour forecast puts those temperatures into the mid-70s by 11 o'clock, upper 70s by 1 o'clock, and then we're going to continue up to about 82 degrees today. And that's just starting that trend, right? We've been talking about it for quite a while. We would love a cold front moving to Central Florida, wouldn't we? Sure, why not? Let's take a look at the wider perspective. There are some showers down there in South Florida. Let's widen the perspective even more. Oh, hey, there's a cold front. And a pretty potent cold front. You see those storms out over Kentucky? My phone has been blowing up. Here's the nerdiness that I have, okay? I want to make sure that I know about nasty weather elsewhere. That way, if there's nasty weather moving our direction, I can inform you. So every tornado warning that happens in the country, in the United States, I get a message. And you can very clearly see I've got that on my phone right there. So anyway, that cold front is producing some severe weather. But the storm system is so far to the north that cold front is not making it to Central Florida. It was on our long-range forecast that there was going to be a cold front, but it's just not making it to us. So let's take a look at kind of the overall weather pattern. There's the front, but out ahead of the front, that's that warm air mass continuing to dive in. That's going to lift up maybe a sprinkle or two today, but that warm air mass just sits. That cold front will wave goodbye to it in North Florida. It's not coming here. High pressure will build back in. Winds will go calm, which means that we're going to continue this weather pattern of patchy fog in the mornings. Susan, the lobbyist, says vote no Vote a big no on a cold front. Yeah, we're not getting one. So your lobbying efforts will be successful. That then means that with temperatures warming, if you've got a heated pool, it's not a bad day, up to about 82 degrees. I will tell you, I'm the guy that's not running the pool heater because I know that even though we've got a little stretch of warmer temperatures, I would be the only one to use it. And as such, I'm not going to run the heater. Yeah, so if you've got a pool and if it's heated and you're wanting to get in, I think it's good. Margie says, all I want for Christmas is a cold front. I'm not the best singer, but that's okay. That's not why you join us for Coffee Talk, right? You're here to get a little bit of weather information. The singing is probably what's going to make my viewership go down here, I would think. All right, bringing the car in for service on Wednesday. Okay, very good. Dad's in the room. Good morning, old man. How are you? Colleen says, yes, warm temps. Yes. We have warm temps. Yeah, we do. And, the problem is we just don't really have great cool air anywhere. So here we are. High temperatures across Central Florida are going to be getting into the 80s today. There's that front goes by, still in the 80s. Watch out in the Gulf of Mexico on the left side of your screen. Little storm system gearing up. That's kind of bringing with it the threat of maybe some severe weather north of us. Maybe getting a few showers midweek. Then that front perhaps slides through, but it doesn't look like it's going to bring in any cooler temperatures. So unfortunately at this point, I would say don't hold your breath on any opportunity for cool temps, Gene says, you sing well enough, mostly on tune. It's all entertainment. Surprisingly, the Coffee Talk viewership did not go down after singing. It's gone up a little bit. I'm not saying it's for the singing, but it just didn't go down. So there you go. There's our 7-day forecast. Lower to mid-80s. And then perhaps late this upcoming weekend, there may be something, which makes me wonder, do we have a front scheduled late this upcoming weekend on the long range? I know we could look at the models. I don't care about that at the moment. Oh, it looks like I've got a Kellyanne dinner this week. I need to text her and ask. Hold on a second. Let me text. Stand by. Hey, comma. Are you planning on coming by Thursday night? ? Little Eric was asking this morning, and I see it's in our calendar, period. All right, sorry. Storm system. I've got on the map here, I've got Friday, storm system colder. So obviously it focuses on a cooler pattern. The indication on the BSR was Friday. Maybe it turns out to be Saturday/Sunday. We'll have to kind of see how that goes. Anna, I will be. Say hello if you see. Okay, so Anna's asking anyone going to Epcot on Friday. I'm actually going to sneak out there. Can I share with you? And then I'll get into the long range stuff. But I just have to be. So, kind of a rare situation where I have this week off. I'm off of work. Today's vacation day. And so I get to do like some work around the house early in the week. And so I said to Jeannie last night, I was like, I think I'm going to kidnap Eric on Friday. Not me, my son. I said, I think I'm going to kidnap him, and I think we're going to have a date. What do you think? And so I think on Friday, I'm going to take him. We're going to grab a bite out there, and we're going to spend the day just father-son out at Epcot. So if you're out there, say hi. I'm not telling him, so don't tell him. If you see my son, you don't tell. I'm just kidding. Maybe you will. I don't know. But don't tell him. He's not going to know. I don't want him to know. I want to go on Friday morning, pretend like the day is normal, and then we're going to drop off my youngest and to class, and then I'm going to say to Eric, do you want to, I'm just going to say to Eric, like, you're not going to school today. Daddy's got a surprise, which then means he's going to join us on Coffee Talk on Friday. Are you good with that? And then after that, we're going to go. Connie, we're heading on Saturday. Very cool. Me and my wife celebrating our 35-year anniversary. Watching Coffee Talk today. I'm so grateful that you're hanging with us on your anniversary. Thank you for letting the Coffee Talk family be a part of your anniversary. Happy anniversary. David says that will be so much fun, Ace, to do that with my kids. I'm excited. This is the first time that I've done it, but I think he's at a good age where we can do it. I mean, and Jeannie, of course, is like, well, I feel bad that Alexander won't be able to. And it's like, yeah, but he's not going to know. And then I feel bad that Jeannie's not going to go. But it's like, I want her to be able to do the same thing. If I'm working, I want her to be able to steal the kids and take them out and have. I feel like one-on-one time is and my expectation for Friday is we're just going to do whatever he wants. My son loves living with the land. So if he just wants to literally sit on living with the land all day, then we shall do that. If he wants to do Spaceship Earth all day, we'll do that. I know he's afraid of Ratatouille, so we're not going to do that ride. But whatever he wants, we're going to do it. Brian, since Eric is free, does he know how to paint a bathroom? Yeah, no. He doesn't know how to do much of anything productive yet, unfortunately. We'll work on it, and then we can get him hired up. All right, Brian? One-on-one time is the best. Well, and and that's the thing. It's like, because I work weekends, I have Thursdays and Fridays off. And it's like, this is kind of trying to find those little moments to be able to do things like that. And as Alexander gets older, then Alexander will get his turn. So, I want to make sure to have those little dates, one-on-one little dates. I really want to make sure that we can get those all taken care of as well. So anyway, Friday's forecast looks great. I'm going to have to pack some snacks because he's still a little putz, and when he gets hungry, he gets putsy. But I feel like as long as you keep him fed, he's going to see anything in a store. I want that. Maybe Santa will bring it because Dad's not. Did that with mine when they were young, and they still talk about those dates as adults. Okay, Barb, see, that's the thing. I feel like there's, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys and gals. I don't love working weekends. It has to be done. Somebody has to tell you the weather, but I'd rather spend my weekends with my family, okay? I love my work family, so it makes it great, and I understand that, there's always somebody that has to do each shift, right? But there is an advantage to working weekends. I get 2 days off during the week. And on a special occasion like this where I'm able to get my productivity, like today, what am I going to do? I'm going to be up on a ladder changing an air conditioning filter. I'm going to be outside. I'm going to be mowing the yard. I've got a closet full of clothing that doesn't fit me anymore. So I'm going to be taking that to Goodwill. I'm going to be doing all these things the next couple of days. So now I'm going to be like, well, Friday, let me steal Eric. And he doesn't know, so you do not tell him if you see him, okay? Marilyn, do you ever consider bringing both sons together to the park? I mean, we do that as a family. Here's the thing. Alexander being, 15 months? He's very needy. Eric being a three-nager is very needy. And I do not think that it would be very fun to take both of them at the same time right now, alone. It could work, but it's like I'm holding Eric's hand, I'm holding Alexander. Alexander wants to sleep, Eric wants to go on a ride. I feel like in this moment, because Jeannie and I talked about that, I feel like in this moment of time, no. But when Alexander gets a little older and Eric gets a little older, then it's golden. Then if I've got an opportunity, then yeah. And then Jody chimes in. Hello from Harmony of the Seas. I want to be there right now so badly. Tiffany says it's great to have individual experiences. I think it's important. Now, if they're anything like my brother and I, we wanted everything the same. Like, well, why did he get this and I didn't get this? So I'm sure that as they get older, it's going to be like, you'll get your day at your theme park. You'll get your day, and you can pick it, and all of, we could do all of that. I'm sure that that'll get there, but, yeah, Yeah, we'll get there. When is our next cool front? So, Patty, it looks like this weekend there may be one trying to sneak in. Late week into the weekend. Yeah. Kenneth, today's victim of the latest Facebook glitch. What's the latest Facebook glitch? What happened? Deborah says, I had 3 girls and I often did one-on-one days. It's time to focus on individual relationships. And I do think that that's going to be important because I do think especially, Eric plays it really cool. But like, when Alexander, when you've got to take care of the little one, Alexander, plays it cool. But like, it used to just be about him. So I don't want him to think for a minute that he's any less special. And conversely, Eric's a bigger pain in the tuchus because he's vocal. And I don't ever want Alexander to think that he's less than. So I do want to make sure. Yeah, I do want to make sure that that they all get that individual attention. Jenny says, I always plan date nights with my kids individually. I feel like that's something special. And as long as they each get theirs, then, and I'll let them plan theirs, right? Max said, did a week camping trip with my son when he was in middle school, and he told me those memories got him through some tight places in Iraq. God bless. Wow. That hits hard, Max. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. If that doesn't put the parenting role in perspective, then I don't even know. Got him through some tight spot. That hits me pretty hard, as thank you. Tracy says, I have a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old. There's no fairness because they're totally opposite and far apart in age. Yeah, yeah, but as long as they each get their time, I feel like maybe, but then again, how do you yeah. It was hard on me. No one-on-one time. 2 kids, 23 months apart. Husband died when kids were 4 and almost 5. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's a lot. That's a lot to take on. Wow. But you know what? Doesn't that say your inner strength? It also shows me that I can do anything. I can do anything because you can do anything. We can all do anything. Yeah. That's not an easy deck of cards to be handed and dealt, really and truly. Wow. Maureen says, I always spent time with my grandsons one-on-one because they have different likes and interests. And I feel like just showing that you want to be a part of those different likes and interests, that's what I want to do, is I want to make sure that everybody knows that I love them. That's it. Beverly's asking, what's with all this fog? 'Tis the season. Yeah, this time of year. It's this time of year. That's just what it is. When you brought up taking your son to Disney, it made me think of the movie with Judd Hirsch was called Without a Trace. I watch that movie all the time. In the movie, the father wants a play date with his son, and he plays hooky from school just to go be with his father for the day. If you never saw that movie, it's a great movie. Yeah, I love Judd Hirsch. I love him. I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Glitch, loss of chat, frozen Facebook Live with audio. It happens. Just rebooted my phone. Interesting. Sorry to read that, Kenneth. Always fun. Ryan, okay, everyone have a good, safe day. You as well. Be good. Be good. I do understand about weekends. I'm off Sundays, but my wife is a manager at a hotel in St. Augustine and has to work every weekend. Yeah, Joe. I also feel like people don't understand, other than those that have spouses or that work weekend. Like, Jeannie and I have no days off together. Like, my wife and I don't have days off together. That adds to difficulty. Not in the marriage, but just in, like, family unit. It doesn't keep it perfectly easy. She's a school teacher. Now, we benefit as much as we can. During the summer, y'all see me on Coffee Talk, but you're not going to see me on Wesh 2 because I disappear. I take a bunch of time off during the summer. She's a school teacher. I plan it around the LRC, right? I do the best I can. Because that's it. That's the time that we get together. I work weekends. I mean, we spend the day together and we do the best we can, but I'm exhausted. I work, you know? You have any idea about the weather between Christmas and New Year? Shelley, we're getting there. We just got Christmas into the long-range scope. And so, yeah, now it's going to be continuing on. Let me read a couple more of these comments, and then we'll get to some long-range forecasting. Debbie says, Mom has grandchildren that are now 26, 27, 28, and 32. She does a one-on-one with each of them when she can. Yeah. Yeah. Laura says, my son and I did movie dates. We saw Eternals right before we left for Navy boot camp. That sounds great. I mean, that does. Tracy, spending time equals love. The hard part is that kids don't know until they're older. That's okay. That's okay. My mom, didn't I do alone time? When we were sick, did you do alone time? My mother's chiming in. I feel like you did the best you could. And see, here's the struggle. My parents are in the room. They divorced while my brother and I were children, and we don't need to address that because that's in the past, very much in the past. But I feel like you did the best you could. I feel like Dad did the best he could. I feel like I can know that my parents did the best that they could. My situation's very different. If Jeannie asks me to leave, I will kill the woman. I'm just kidding. You don't do that. I'll get her. But I feel like because we are together, it gives us advantages that my mother and my father did not have because they were not. And so I'm going to try and take those advantages and even the disadvantages, the working weekends. I'm going to try and turn, what do they say? When life hands you that lemon, you're going to make lemonade. And I love my job, don't get me wrong, but ideal, I would have the weekends off together. I would, all of that stuff. So anyway, take a situation and make it good. And so I'm going to do the best I can with that. So, yeah. Marie, do I speak French? The only French I speak is the kind of French that's not French at all, if you know what I mean. All right, let's look long range. On that note, let's move on and look long range, shall we? This is what we've got published in the long range forecast. December 6th, big cold front. It's there. It's just not making it to us. But there's that monster cold front. Tornado warnings through Kentucky as we speak. So, yeah. Eddie and Martha on our anniversary. Happy anniversary to you guys. Beverly says 2 is better than 1. I know some people don't have that, so they make it the best they can. And that's the way I look at my parents. I think that they did the best that they could. I think that, I'm going to do the best that I can. And I think that as long as you do the best that you can, look, situation happens. I'm never going to judge my parents for what they did all those years ago. I'm not going to judge Jeannie's parents for their life. I'm not going to judge my brother and sister-in-law or my other brother and sister. I'm not going to judge anybody. Everybody's got their own lives, right? But you take your situation and you do the best you can. That's all. Some parents are together. Some parents aren't. Some people have all the days off together. Some people don't have. As long as you take everybody's got their own world, right? Everybody has their own life. As long as you do the best you can in your life, I was listening to the Today Show today. And they were reflecting on Bob Dole, who passed away. Agree with his politics, don't agree with his politics. I don't care. The story had nothing to do with it. He was like the rest of us, he was a flawed individual. He wasn't perfect. He fought hard. But they were talking about his legacy. And I know that we've talked about that, and then we'll go long range here in a second. But what do you want your legacy to be, right? Like, I want to know that when I'm gone, whether it's, 100 years from now, 50, whatever it is, hopefully it's a long time from now, I want to shape my legacy today. And that's how I live with my life. That's how I'm approaching my life decisions by how I want to leave my legacy, right? I want to be fair. I want to be the most fair person. Every time there's a thing, I want to make sure I take a step back and look at what's fair. It's not always easy. It's not always fun, but I want to be fair because I want to know that when it's done and my children are looking back at their father, they can say, you know what? He was always a fair person. He was always the kind of person that stood up for what was right. It's not easy. It's not always fun. What do you want your legacy to be? And I feel like the older I get, the more I behave purposefully with that in mind. Is that silly? Am I like, I don't know. That's the way I'm approaching my entire, honest to goodness, let me just get this loaded while we're chatting. Are you not going to load? That would be fun if you didn't load. And when I say that would be fun, I mean that's not going to be fun. How interesting. There we go. I don't know. Maybe that's silly. But that's the way that I'm approaching my life, honestly, is I'm trying to look at it as making the decisions that I'm making. How will this impact my legacy? Is this a part of the goals that I want for myself? So at any rate, I'm not trying to like preach. I feel like I get that way and I don't mean to. I just, listen, I'm a very deep thinking person but I'm also the kind of person that I will do what's difficult. Ask my mother. I will do what I think is right, even if it's not easy, even if it's not fun, even if it makes everybody else's life a living snot. If it's right, there's no gray area in right. Ask anybody that knows me. Right or wrong, there's no gray. Now, there's a gray area in life, right? But it's either right or wrong. There's no in the middle. There's a gray area in perspective, yada, yada, yada. But, it's either right or wrong. How can I distill my behavior, my decisions through that? Brian says, I want my legacy to be that I have of myself for others, friends, family, strangers, and always did the right thing by others. That's great. See, that's great. That's to me, that is something that if you approach, Brian, your life, and I could tell you, having just met you, you were the most welcoming, kind-hearted person. You are succeeding in that legacy desire. Okay, all right, surface map time. Let's get into the weeds of weather, shall we? We're talking so much about life. Where did the cool weather go? 84 today. I wouldn't say it's 84 today. That's a little toasty. Where are you getting 84? Here's our forecast today. I don't see any 84 on there. I see some 82s, see some 81s, see some upper 70s. No 84. But anyway, we've got high pressure in control. It's not letting these cold fronts in here. So anyway. All right, long range stuff. Shall we take a look? Oh, you got it from AccuWeather. Let's see whose forecast is right. It's going to be 82 today, I say. They say 84. Here's the deal. They're in State College. I'm in Central Florida. I'm not knocking them. I have friends that work there. It's great. Kenneth, I want my legacy in big caps to be that everyone understands, gets the movie Tron. I'm a nerd and I've never seen it. Or the Tron Legacy. Yada, yada, yada. Or yucky, yuck. What is it? Yucky. Waka, waka. That's what I was going for. Kenneth, now my real legacy is for people to know I am a friend. Yeah. You do a great job of that, Kenneth. Sonia. So I didn't see Winter Park. So what's our temp? Well, so if you just look, Orlando's 82, Sanford's 82. We're somewhere smack dab in between those two locations in Winter Park. So 82. I thought you were going to Alaska. All right, here's a look at our surface map. This is valid. This is Sunday, okay? So this Sunday, it's showing, it looks like a little frontal boundary moving through, which makes sense. That's kind of what we were talking about on our 7-day forecast. That's Monday, so that's a week from today. Cooler air moving in, it looks like. Not clear signals, though, so it may not really get through. It may not get into cool. It may just break the heat bubble just a little bit. My brother says, what? You lose your nerd card. I know. I need to get on that. I do. I really do. Chris says, you haven't missed it. You were just protecting yourself from Tron. I know. I need to check that out. I really do. Kenneth, and to spread the stories of those who worked on the space program, check out Slightly Off Axis podcast. Oh, interesting. That'll be interesting to look into. All right, so that's a week from tomorrow, so that is December 14th. Notice a little storm system off of our east coast. That'll be an interesting thing to track. Oh. Then there's a decent cold front that moves through a week from Wednesday. That's the 15th. We've had that one on the maps for a while. The 15th looks like it's going to be a pretty decent one. Now, the overall long-range computer models are not excited about getting cool, but I will tell you that weather pattern there on the 15th looks like it should be a cool one for us. So my guess is by about mid next week, we shift into cooler modes again. That's the 16th. Nice, cool. That's the 17th, so that's next Friday. Nice and cool. That's the 18th. Looking good. Another front. Nice and cool. 19th. That's the 21st. Beautiful high pressure and control. So 22nd, watching another front. That's the 23rd. There's a front. Okay, now we're getting in to Christmas, okay? Yeah, that's Thursday, the 23rd. All right, I'm going to put in my calendar here on Thursday, December 23rd, I'm going to put cold front. Added. What is today? 12/6. All right? I'm putting it in the calendar. Cold front on December 23rd. Which is an interesting idea because that's the day that UCF and UF play. Now, it looks like there's going to be a cold front in the area. So the question is, where exactly does that cold front play out? But of course, for those that are interested in that overall weather pattern, after the cold front, that is... That's Christmas Day right there. So Christmas Day, high pressure, really nice weather. And then after Christmas, that's the day after Christmas. So it looks like after Christmas is nice, and then the day after Christmas, it looks like another front moves our direction. So for right now, and we'll have to put together, I'm going to have to update that long-range graphic just because, you know, we've failed to update it, but I'm not going to do it right now because it's already so late. But yeah, for right now, it looks like we are looking nice for Christmas. Looks like a front will come in before, and then we'll be looking nice for Christmas. So for what it's worth. All right, people. I would love to do the Coffee Talk drive-thru, but I'm going to have Eric with me. So why don't we just have my son doing the drive-thru this week? Does that work? All right. I think that works for me. All right. So in the meantime, let's take a look at these temperatures. Low, mid-80s. It's looking beautiful. Christmas for now. Looks like a cold front moves through just before Christmas Day, and then really sets the stage for an absolutely wonderful Christmas. Looks like a cold front's going to be in the vicinity the day UCF and UF get together. That'll be fun. Right? All right. That's what I've got. Any other questions? Chris says, it's my birthday. Not seeing the UF-UCF game. You should, though. You should. Would nice mean cool for Christmas? Tiffany, it looks like it'll be a little cooler Christmas Eve. But yeah, any clue where the closest snow will be? At this point, no. Long-range forecasting, you got to know your limitations. Do you think we'll be able to see Comet Leonard? I know nothing about that, Marcia. I'll have to look that up. God's honest truth is that I'm not good at the comet stuff. I need to get better at it. I don't know. Have I seen The Last Starfighter? I've not. Should I? Becca says, tomorrow is not granted to us. We need to love more and hate less. So true. We need to live like we may not be here tomorrow. It's true. It's true. It really is true. LRC Recycle, Beverly's asking. Kind of waiting. If it loops through, so let's just take a gander at our surface map right now. So you've got you got a big cold front and storm system through the nation, like through Tennessee, Kentucky, up that way. Storm system up into the Great Lakes. So what we have to start doing is we have to start looking, and then this is, I'll wrap up here. What we have to start doing, October. There's October. We have to start looking here. Yeah, that's not it. Go to the next day. That's not it. So the 9th and the 10th, there's a little storm system off the East Coast. And so when we were looking at the BSR and I said, a little low off of our coast, that's interesting. That's a kind of an indicator that we would be recycling. Now, what's interesting is there's, if there was a low off of our East Coast now, because there's that storm system there, there's that storm system there. Storm system through the Great Lakes. Yeah, but there's nothing off of the East Coast, right? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Is there a storm system coming into the Pacific Northwest there? What about over here? Yeah, there is actually. So maybe we're getting there, but there's no storm system out over the Four Corners. Yeah, so it's not a recycle yet. We're just having it. We're still in the phase where we have to kind of line this up. Could that be it? That's what, the 14th? We're figuring it out. That's all. We're figuring it out. Okay? All right. We're figuring it out. As soon as I've got data, I promise I'll give it to you. All right? All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you guys and gals tomorrow morning. Remember, no drive-through this week because my son's going to be with us, which means we're going to have our own drive-through. All right? All right, be good.